Hey everyone, this is Johnny G and friends from Panama Vista Records. Tonight, our very special guest is none other than Kayci Crane. How are you doing, Kayci?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're so happy that you joined us tonight and just really happy that you're here. What have you been doing with yourself lately?
Man, I am just raising two little ones. I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I just am doing music at church now.
What's your favorite type of songs that you love to sing?
I really like folk music. Anything that has like that nice, rich folk sound, and maybe it's got like a good story behind it. Those are my favorite.
Absolutely. Where did you get your start in music? About what time, what age, and so forth? And the question, I guess, will also be musical influences that made you get started in singing and things like that.
Sure. I was in elementary school. I got really into theater. And so I'm from Florida, and they had this huge theater program there. Mm-hmm. And so I started dancing and singing there, and we had an amazing music program at my elementary school, and all the kids learned how to play ukulele. So
that is really cool.
Yeah, in 3rd grade, we were playing ukulele at the different, we would go to nursing homes and different places, and we would sing along with it. So I thought that was really cool. And then it kind of opened it up to where you can write your own songs. Well, it wasn't writing anything special back then. It was just goofy songs. But that's really what inspired me, and I just loved it.
Awesome. Did you feel that you enjoyed singing more than playing an instrument?
Yes. Back then, definitely, because I wasn't confident in an instrument. And as I got older, I liked doing both.
Well, that's where I met you. You were a friend of Brett's in high school, and you were in my class, and your dad and I are actually pretty good friends, man. But your voice is fantastic. I've always loved the sound of your voice, and but I know that you were also in theater. You happen to be a state champion actress. So can you tell us a little bit about the mixture with theater along with your music?
Yeah, actually, I think it helps, especially when you're singing a song that tells a story.
Sure.
You don't want it just to be like just going with the melody. You can feel emotion when people feel it inside, and I think that's the same thing with acting. So I don't think you're acting when you're singing, but you can get those emotions up to where it's expressed through your song.
We had a guest last week, Joey Winslet, and he was in the same theater program at Saudi Daisy that you were. And he said the same thing. It's something about it that it kind of intertwines together, and it helps you kind of find your emotion in your heartstrings.
Yes, definitely.
So who were your influences band-wise or musical-wise when you were growing up?
Okay, so my first CD was the Grease soundtrack, which looking back on it now, I didn't understand a lot of the songs, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'd let my kid listen to that. But really just musicals in general. I all the other kids were listening to Hanson and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and I just never was into that. I got into more pop music as I was older. I liked it better. But as a kid, it was just, I like Cats and all that kind of stuff. I was kind of an odd kid.
So I know you're really busy being a mom with 2 kids, but do you think you'll ever get back into theater?
Acting, I don't know. But I still like to write plays. And so at church, I teach a Sunday school, and they sing and do skits with them. And so we're going to be putting on a couple productions right before Christmas. We've got 2 plays going on at our church that I wrote for the kids, and I think they're really sweet. So I just write it for the other actors.
That sounds tremendous. So I have a question with you and your guitar. Do you still have that pink guitar?
Of course I do.
Because, I always thought that was just an awesome guitar. When you sit down and write and play, what are the things that go through your head? Does the melody come first, or your vocals, or tell us that process for other songwriters.
I think I've written both ways, where I might have a melody that just comes to me and it'll like just be stuck in my head, and I'll just get on my guitar and I'll play it, and then words will come. And then there's other times where I've written some words, I've just had some thoughts or something in my heart, and I'll write it down and then just sit with my guitar, and it just kind of flows, kind of effortless. I don't put too much thought into it. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you, when you are doing music, and let's equate this also with theater, is something, do you just have fun? Does it just kind of flow? Like, you used the word flow, and I was just thinking how, because I know you, again, congratulations, you were a state champion actress, the tops in the state. And does it just, do you have to think about it, or does it just kind of come from somewhere inside, or esoterical? I mean, music, I love music. It's just one of those things that is a joy. And so I'm just asking you, and of course, our podcasts are always geared around musicians, and to help other musicians really, and talk about what we think about. Where is it with you? Is it a fun thing? Is it?
Oh, definitely. It's very fun, and I try not to put too much thought into it. So you want to understand and have the best understanding of your lyrics, and you want to tell the story as best you can with the most real emotion. But when I sing at church and I get a song, I try not to practice it too much, because when I sing it, I want it to be raw, and I want it to be real. And sometimes I'll change it up that day. I mean, it's just because that's what my spirit is feeling in that moment. So,
well, you've really helped us and been a big part of Jonny G and Friends. Your background vocals, I've just loved.
Thank you.
It's just really fun getting in the studio, and you and I have had a really nice connection with our vocals. I mean, I think they flow really well together. Tonight, if you don't mind, I would like to showcase one of the songs from Dust Storms in the Great Depression called "Migrant Mother." And do you remember recording that song?
Of course. Yes, it was so fun. It's always fun to come record with you.
Well, your voice is such a soft, sweet, angelic, breathy voice, which I think, that's a real special type of voice for me, I don't even have any questions to add to that. It's like, have you always been that way as far as when you sang? Or have you thought, you heard somebody on the radio that you went, ooh, I kind of like that voice? And the reason I say that, you remind me of Alison Krauss.
Oh, I love her. I don't think that I could ever be on her level, but I love Alison Krauss, and I have since I was a kid. I mean, she's been one of my favorites when you talk about what kind of shaped you, what inspired you. I've always loved her. But as I've gotten older, I really like the Civil Wars. Have you ever listened to that?
Yeah, sure. Of course. I love folk music.
They're amazing. I got to see them live in Nashville one time, and it was a really small crowd. It was before they got huge, and so we got to hang out with them and talk with them, and it was like one of the best nights. It was so That's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so what are you doing as far as, I know you're busy being a mom, we mentioned that, and working in the church and so forth. How about your writing? Are you working on any of that, any of your songs? I've always envisioned you being kind of a children's songwriter, only because you're such a gentle spirit. You have that real sweet, gentle spirit, that kids need to hear, and, they get that from your sound. Have you ever thought of anything in that nature?
Yeah, I have thought about it. I haven't put anything down. I've written a few songs that I've wanted to record, and I just haven't done it yet because I think I told you we were renovating our house, and
right.
So that was all consuming for us. But I wrote a book, a children's book, and
what's the name of it?
It's called Eden's Quiet Place. And so I've been sitting on it for a while. It's been illustrated. It's done, and actually,
and you're going to write some songs about it, right?
I know. I thought it would be so fun to do a voiceover and where you flip the pages and Eden will read. My daughter's Eden, and so she can read her part, and then I've got some other kids that could read theirs. But I don't know what will come of that. But I sent it off for a proof, so I should be getting the proof book this week sometime. So I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited to hear about that. And, you always have a recording studio that you bring Eden over. You guys can record for free.
Yeah. My wonderful friend, John George.
Well, I'm telling you, I mean it. If you guys want to do it, come over and record some songs and do that. And, of course, the only charge you'll ever get is maybe a cup of tea.
I love it.
Well, one of the songs that I love of yours that I haven't even talked to you about this, but it's a cover song you did on the Band of Horses called The Funeral.
Yeah.
You sound tremendous on that, man. You remember doing that song?
I do. I remember that one pretty clearly. I was living in Miami when I recorded that one summer. It was the summer before my senior year in college. And it was a song, it just kind of it struck me. Like those lyrics, I'd heard it before, but the lyrics struck me differently that summer, and just had fun with it.
So the question I have is, how did you get the background vocals on that?
Oh, I did it.
That's awesome. It's awesome, man. What a great job.
Oh, thank you.
I just love that recording. You sound terrific. So we'll highlight that. Hopefully we can get that on there. Jakey Lutzko is our manager of these podcasts. You know Nick, right?
Yes,
it's his little brother Jakey, man. Jakey's just a great kid. I really love that guy. And so I'll ask him if he can pull it off there and put it on the podcast for tonight. Well, I'm so happy you've been here. I'm so happy you talked with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You sound like everything's coming up roses, a lot of success stories. And also I'm looking forward to the children's thing because, again, I think that sounds tremendous. And I know you have a ministry in there and you're working hard in your church. And so I just hope you continue success with that.
Well, thank you. Life is good. Even in 2020, life is good.
Oh, I know. But let our audience know we've done this via FaceTime tonight, people. We had to because of the different things that are going on, just safety reason, families and this and that. There's no reason to risk it,
Right.
So we can see each other on the computer, but everybody at home can hear us on the audio.
Yes.
Well, so thank you so much, and just hope you have a great time and a great week, and please say hi to everyone, and thank you for being a part of Jonny G and Friends.
Thank you, Mr. George.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's an honor.
Kayci Crane, and we really want everyone to have a great week, so thank you, everybody, from Panama Vista Records. This is Jonny G signing out.
Coming up only to hold you under. I'm coming up only to show you wrong. And to know you is hard, and we wonder. To know you all wrong, we were. Really too late to call, so we wait for morning to wake you. It's all we got. To know me is hardly golden. Is to know me all wrong they were. At every occasion I'll be ready for a funeral. At every occasion once more is called a funeral. At every occasion I am ready for the funeral. At every occasion one brilliant day funeral.
I feel the rain.
I feel the rain
falling on my face. I feel the rain.
I feel the rain
falling on my face. Don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry for me. I feel the pain,
I feel the pain
deep within my soul, within my soul. I feel the pain,
I feel the pain
deep within my soul, my soul, my soul. Don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry for me. Don't you cry, don't you cry,
Don't you cry,
don't you cry.
don't you cry.